All right, let's take a look at Karen Kornbluh. Karen Kornbluh, sometimes called Obama's brain, okay? She serves as Obama's ambassador to the OECD. Do you know what the OECD is? You should learn. She was the deputy chief of staff to Mr. Goldman Sachs. That's right, Robert Rubin. Yeah, well, you can always go by the ties if you don't believe me. How about Jacob Lew? Lew is the United States... Oh, got to see his picture and know his ties, right? What's he connected to? Okay, Lew is the United States Deputy Secretary of State for Management and Resources. He sits on the Brookings, the Rubin-funded Hamilton Project. Such a small world, isn't it? Yeah. And Lew did what? He worked with Citicorp. How about David A. Lipton? Lippy. David A. Lipton, okay? Obama's National Economic Council again, okay? And the National Security Council, because bankers, yeah, they know more about what the CIA and what the CIA is doing. Let's go after Greece. I mean, who's messing with the other countries? Lipton worked with Larry Summers. And I got to love Gerald Celente when he says, he says, do you see how the media presents Larry Summers? Remember, Summers ran Harvard for a while, and he said, you women are a bunch of morons. That's basically what he said. And they booted him out of Harvard. He had to leave. But Larry Summers is always the brilliant Larry Summers. That's how the media portrays this guy to us. Okay. And once again, he worked with Summers and Geithner, okay? It's just funny. How about Eric Mindach? Let's look at Mindach's ties. I like the name Mindach. Eric. Okay, while not officially serving for the Obama administration, is a strong Obama supporter with extensive ties to the president, according to Ben Smith from Politico. Here's the article anyway. Mindach is a hedge fund manager and sits on the advisory council to the Hamilton Project and has worked at Goldman Sachs. In fact, he was the youngest ever partner with Goldman Sachs at age 27. Pretty interesting, huh? Mindach spent 15 years in Goldman Sachs in two main roles. We'll get into that later. Mindach's among the inner circle of economic advisors to Lawrence Summers. Remember, Larry Summers, who's the current chief economic advisor to Barry Soetoro, Hussein, Barack Obama. I mean, come on. Why would you change your name? What, you didn't like Daddy? Well, what were you doing in Pakistan in the 80s anyway, So anyway, let's find out about Peter Orszag. There he is, Peter Orszag. He's Obama's budget director. Rather interesting, huh? And the founding director of what? The Hamilton Project, hidden in the Brookings Institute, started by Robert Rubin and Goldman Sachs. So, kind of a small world, isn't it, when you get to Barry Soetoro's administration? They all work at Goldman Sachs, one of the evil places. Well, with that, and I say, well, we'll go one more. We'll go a couple more anyway. Peter Orszag, okay, the head of the Congressional Budget Office, to head the Office of Management and Budget. Got to keep these Goldman schmucks running stuff, don't you? Because who else can steal from your children and take away your republic, right? Take away your rights and tell you it's all about terrorists while they make money hand over fist. Yeah, find out what is high-frequency trading and who does it. So it gets better. Here's Mark Patterson. Oh, this guy's bad. Take a look at the scum, okay? Now, once again, who's not hiring lobbyists? Let's show them another 30-second of who's hiring. I won't hire lobbyists. No, no, no.
We can go ahead and tell the lobbyists their days of setting the agenda are over.
Just like, once again, and we got another clip for you. 30 seconds. What's the first thing Barry Soetoro, a.k.a. Barack Hussien Obama, is going to do when he gets in office?
I will promise you this, that if we have not gotten our troops out by the time I am president, it is the first thing I will do. I will get our troops home. We will bring an end to this war. You can take that to the bank.
So now we come back and we say, Mark Patterson, former lobbyist for Goldman Sachs, who serves under Timothy Geithner. Yeah, isn't he the Treasury Secretary? As his top deputy and overseer of the TARP, Troubled Asset Recovery Program, right? Bailout funds, $10 billion of which went to Goldman Schmucks. That's not counting how much of it went through AIG to Goldman Schmucks. Okay? Okay, another scum, Steve Ratner. Oh, and if any of you have family working for Goldman Sachs, I feel for you. What a sad, sad thing to be with such criminals. Okay, so anyway, let's look at Ratner's ties, okay? He's a shady billionaire financier. He's your new car czar. Yeah, we get czars again. Kind of brings back the days of like Clinton and stuff, you know. Anyway, we had czars before. It's funny. We need czars. I guess you need a czar. So here's the car czar. Apparently involved in a pay-to-play for $1 billion or so with New York State pension funds. Oh my God. He resigned, didn't he? After it was revealed that he did that pay-to-play thing. Yeah. Screwing the people in New York on their pensions. Yeah, Steve Ratner. That's a good guy. He's in there too, huh? Okay, how about Robert D. Roschauer? Let's take out Roschauer's ties. It gets rather interesting. Another policy insider who penned the memo in 2009 with fellow Brookings Institution elites calling for Obama to take action to stem the growth of Social Security and Medicare. Well, he has, hasn't he? Yeah. Well, now you know what's going to happen for your retirement, and how's your health doing, folks? Gets better. Now, remember, he was like instrumental in repealing the Glass-Steagall Act. That's where the investment house, remember Glass-Steagall, right? This is, before .com and stuff, right? The investment house and the, banking part, when I say banking, the securities part, selling, brokers. They took money from women, they broke her. And, the investment house and the commercial bank, there's supposed to be a wall. A Chinese wall. All right, here we go. Roschauer has close ties to economic wrecking ball Robert Rubin. Don't forget that. The Goldman Sachs chairman who became Clinton Treasury Secretary and pushed through the radical deregulatory banking laws. Then went to Citicorp to score $120 million, okay, for driving his company in the ground. Cha-ching Rubin. Gets better. Rubin and Roschauer knew each other both back at the Harvard Corporation and in the Clinton White House. Small world, isn't it? And once again, not only the taking down of Glass-Steagall, but also, what else did you remember from that? Yeah, they changed, back in those days, they changed the FCC ruling on how many radio stations, TV stations you could own, Yeah, that was the Telecommunications Act. And now we've passed the Patriot Act. Have you seen what these banksters have been doing? Yeah. Reminds me of Germany in the 20s and 30s. We're getting the first depression part thing going. Okay. How about Alice Rivlin? Let's take a look at Alice's ties and Alice. Obama just named in March Alice Rivlin to his so-called Deficit Reduction Commission. Have a look at her background and you'll see why Obama has stacked the commission with people who want to cut entitlements. Yeah, you can find her tied. Once again, look at the ties. Yeah, Rivlin. She's currently on the board of directors for the New York Stock Exchange. What a small world, huh? Yeah, because it's for the people, by the people. Not for the global elitist banksters. No, who are stealing from you daily. Yeah, let's look at James Rubin. Yeah, what kind of ties? I didn't have a picture for you, okay? But he served as a headhunter for Obama. What is he? Isn't he related to Robert Rubin? So with Robert Rubin in mind, let's go right to Robert Rubin. Scum, okay? Scum, you remember him from Clinton. Once again, remember getting rid of Glass-Steagall. Okay, but who's he tied to? He's with Citicorp, he's with Goldman, he's with the Hamilton Project. He's a Council on Foreign Relations guy, CFR. That's David Rockefeller. Oh, I remember Chase Bank and all that stuff. Nothing changes, huh? But you had hope, didn't you? You had hope. And you probably wanted change. You're not getting much change. And I'm not here to dash hopes, because when November comes, every November you can vote these bums out. Okay, and it starts by changing Congress. It starts by changing your local guy. Okay, when you get somebody like us representing us, okay, Barney Frank, the bum goes. Okay, when you got somebody who doesn't know the difference between a democracy and a republic, like Mr. Joyce, the bum goes. Okay, so anyway, yeah, Robert Rubin, okay, liberal think tank, Trojan horse, espouses cutbacks and entitlements. Yeah, we know about the Hamilton Project and NAFTA, okay. Yeah, Rubin was the Treasury Secretary, once again, years with Goldman Sachs, went in revolving door, went to Citigroup for $120 million. Gee, did all those wonderful things, got rid of Glass-Steagall. Okay, how about Gene Sperling? Yeah, Gene Sperling. Get to know your banking scums, okay? Yeah, he's tied to the, let's see, the CFR, he's tied to the Treasury, and also the Philadelphia Stock Exchange. We can screw people in Philly, evidently. Prior to advising Timothy Geithner on bailouts, what was Mr. Sterling doing? Sterling was paid the paltry sum of only $887,000 by Goldman Sachs for 1 year of consulting work. He's a pretty important consultant, huh?